July 11, 1914. The entire physical being would like to be dissolved and reconstituted in an adoration that would have no bounds. O Lord, Thou who comest to touch matter as the messenger of the supreme power and supreme beatitude, Thou createst the conception of what the total realization can be. And when the being believed it was definitively invested with Thy sublime mandate, Thou withdrawest, making it understand that it was only a promise, a token of what can be. Alas, what an imperfection in matter it is that we cannot hold Thee. O Lord, use Thy omnipotence, work the miracle of Thy permanent presence. Why so much consideration? We must triumph or perish. Victory, victory, victory! We want the victory of transfiguration. 12th July 1914. In all the states of being, in all the modes of activity, in all things, in all the worlds, one can meet Thee and unite with Thee, for Thou art everywhere and always present. He who has met Thee in one activity of his being or in one world of the universe says, I have found Him, and seeks nothing more. He thinks he has reached the summit of human possibilities. What a mistake! In all the states, in all the modes, in all things, all worlds, all the elements we must discover Thee and unite with Thee, and if one element is left aside, however small it may be, the communion cannot be perfect. The realization cannot be accomplished. And that is why to have found Thee is but a first step on an infinite ladder. O sweet Master, Sovereign Transfigurator, put an end to all negligence, all lazy indolence. Gather together all our energies, make them into an indomitable, irresistible will. O light, love, ineffable force, all the atoms cry to Thee, so that Thou mayest penetrate and transfigure them. Give to all the supreme delight of the communion. 13th July 1914. Patience, strength, courage, calm and indomitable energy. Let the mind learn to be silent. Let it not be eager to profit immediately by the forces which come to us from Thee for the integral manifestation. But why hast Thou chosen for the expression of Thy will the poorest element, the most mediocre, the most imperfect? July 15, 1914. What, O Lord? Just as thou wilt, just as thou wilt. This instrument is weak, mediocre. Thou hast taught it that all activities are possible to it, that nothing was radically strange to it in all human activities. But it is in intensity, in perfection only, that the divine begins, and until now thou hast not granted to it any extraordinary intensity, any real perfection. Everything is in a state of promise, a promise not individual but collective. Nothing is completely realized. Why, O Lord? Thou hast placed in my heart a peace so total that it seems to be almost indifference, and in an immensity of calm serenity it says, just as thou wilt, just as thou wilt. July 16, 1914. Salutation of my silent and humble adoration. I bow down before thy glory, for it dominates me with all its splendor. Oh, let me dissolve at thy feet, melt into thee. July 17, 1914. Earthly realizations easily take on a great importance in our eyes, for they are proportionate to our external being with this limited form which makes us men. But what is an earthly realization beside thee, before thee? However perfect, complete, divine it may be, it is nothing but an indiscernible moment in thy eternity. And the results obtained by it, however powerful and marvelous they may be, are nothing but an imperceptible atom in the infinite march to thee. This is what thy workers must never forget. Otherwise, they will become unfit to serve thee. O my sweet Master, what childishness to think oneself responsible for anything at all, and want to individualize thy supreme and divine will? Is it not enough to unite with thy heart and live there permanently? Then thou takest all the responsibilities, and thy will works without even our needing to know it. Only a realization independent of all outer circumstances, free from all attachment and all understanding, however high, is a true realization, a valuable realization. And the only such realization is to unite with thee integrally, closely, definitively. As for the care of thy transitory, momentary manifestation in a fugitive existence and in a transient world, it is thou who must be responsible for it and do what is necessary for it to exist, if thou thinkest it good. O my sweet Master, Sovereign Lord, Thou hast taken away all my cares and left me only the beatitude, the supreme ecstasy of thy divine communion. July 18, 1914. Two things remain unshakable despite all storm winds, even the most violent: the will that all may be happy with the true happiness, thine, and the ardent desire to unite perfectly and be identified with thee. All the rest is perhaps still the result of an effort and a pretension. This is spontaneous, unshakable. And just when it seems that the ground is giving way and everything breaking down, this appears luminous, pure, and calm, piercing through the clouds, dispelling the shadows, emerging still greater and stronger from the ruins, carrying in itself thy infinite peace and beatitude. July 19, 1914. O Lord, Thou art the omnipotent Master of Thy own manifestation. Grant to these instruments that they may escape from frames too narrow, from limits too fixed and mediocre. All the riches of human possibility are needed to translate even one atom of Thy infinite force. Open the doors that are closed. Make the sealed fountains spring forth, that the floods of Thy eloquence and Thy beauty may overspread the world. Let there be amplitude and majesty, nobility and grace, charm and grandeur, variety and strength, for it is the will of the Lord to manifest. O my sweet Master, Thou art the sovereign ruler of our destinies. Thou art the omnipotent Master of Thy own manifestation. Thine is all this world. Thine all these creatures and all these atoms. Transfigure them, illumine,